Today I was gonna open a Plainswalker deck from the, I think it's called Ixalan set, and um, the Plainswalker is called Huatli, and the deck is uh, Dinosaur Knight um, themed. So Huatli, the Plainswalker is a foil, and it's a legendary Plainswalker actually. It's a cost 4, a mountain and a plains to get out. Starts with 4 loyalty counters. This particular Huatli Plainswalker is called Huatli Dinosaur Knight, hence where the I think the deck name kind of came from. The first uh, ability, +2, put 2 1/1 counters on up to 1 target dinosaur you control. The second ability is -3, target dinosaur you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. And the third ability, the ultimate, if you will, is a -7. Dinosaurs you control get +4/+4 until end of turn, which is how big some of these dinosaurs are going to be. I'm guessing it's going to make it pretty obnoxious depending on how many of them are on the battlefield. So, Goring Ceratops. It's a dinosaur. Shocker. 5 and 2 planes. It's a 3/3 with double strike. Whenever Goring Ceratops attacks, other creatures you control gain double strike until end of turn. So that's pretty cool. A 3/3 with double strike that when it attacks gives other creatures double strike. Yeah, I'll take that. Sunblessed Mount. It's a 4/4 dinosaur for 3, a mountain and a plains. Whenever Sunblessed Mount enters the battlefield, you may search your library and or graveyard for a card named Huatli Dinosaur Knight, reveal it, then put it into your hand. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. So this creature, enters the battlefield, so you get a creature to attack, block, whatever, and entering the battlefield, it triggers the ability to look for your Plainswalker. That's kind of cool that it does 2 different things. And there's 2 copies of that guy in this deck. Burning Sun's Avatar. It's a 6/6 dinosaur avatar for 3 and 3 mountains. When Burning Sun's Avatar enters the battlefield, it deals 3 damage to target opponent and 3 damage to up to 1 target creature. So, surprisingly high amount of mana symbols in the converted mana cost, considering it's all the same mana color. I would maybe expect that if it was a 2 or 3 color card, like if it was red white or red white blue or something, maybe have 3 symbols. But it does something kind of cool, so I don't know. I guess they wanted to go 3 and 3 instead of, you know, 4 of any color and 2 color, 2 mounds. I don't know. Sometimes it's curious how they decided to do the mana. Other times it makes sense. Kaija's Color. It's a 0/3 human cleric. Dinosaur spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. This guy only costs the planes to get out, and then makes your dinosaurs cheaper, which, considering a couple of them already have been, 6 or 7 mana, that's nice to make it cheaper. Huatli's Snubhorn. It's a 2/2 dinosaur for 1 in the plains, and it has vigilance, so kind of just your average vanilla cheap creature. Get something on the battlefield, has average power, toughness, average mechanics for the mana cost, and there's 3 of those in this deck. We have another Kinjai's Collar. I guess they didn't keep that one with the other one for some reason. And 4th, Huatli's Snubborn. I guess they don't always keep that in order. Sometimes they'll have a random one separated from the rest. Raptor Companion. It's a 3/1 dinosaur for 1 in the plains. Doesn't do anything, no mechanics, no enter the battlefield. It's just a 3/1 for converted mana cost to 2. Ixalan Knight. It's a 2/2 human knight for 1 in a mountain. When Ixalan Knight attacks, if you control a dinosaur, Ixalan Knight gets +1/+1 until end of turn. And there's 2 copies of that creature. Frenzied Raptor. It's a 4/2 dinosaur for 2 in mountain. No mechanics, no enter the battlefield triggers, just a 4/2 for 3. And there's 2 copies of this guy. Territorial Hammer Skull. It's a 2/3 dinosaur for 2 in a plains. Whenever Territorial Hammer Skull attacks, tap target creature an opponent controls. So that's kind of cool. You attack for 2 and say, I don't want this guy to block, so I'm going to tap this 1 creature. And there's 2 copies of this guy in this deck. Bonded Horncrest. It's a 5/5 dinosaur for 3 in a mountain. Bonded Horncrest can attack or block alone. So, decent power and defense for, 4 mana, but the downside is it can't attack or block alone, so kind of a trade-off, I guess. And 2 copies of this guy. Ixalan Knight. It's a 3/3 human knight for 3 in the plains. Ixalan Knight has flying as long as you control a dinosaur. So, about the power and toughness, or maybe a tiny bit less than I would expect at 4 mana. Has flying if you control a dinosaur, which this deck's built, decent chunk around dinosaurs, so you're probably gonna have a dinosaur on the battlefield when you play this guy. 2 copies of this creature. Shining Dinosaur. It's a 3/4 dinosaur, and as you can probably guess from the wings in the picture, has flying. And 2 copies of this guy in this deck. Stone Quarry. It's a land. Stone Quarry enters the battlefield tapped. And you can tap it for either a red or a white mana, a mountain or a plains. And there's 4 copies of that land. And then there's all of the basic lands, a handful of mountains, handful of mountains, handful of plains. Huatli Spurring. It's an instant that costs a mountain, but because of the color scheme in the picture, the mountain almost looks white, which I found kind of interesting. Target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. If you control a Huatli Plainswalker, that creature gets +4/+0 until end of turn instead. So, you're boofing up one of your creatures at instant speed, so it could either be on your turn or your opponent's turn. And it's either +2 or +4, depending on whether you have the Plainswalker on the field or not. 3 copies of that instant. Slash of Talons. It's a instant that costs a plane. Slash of Talons deals 2 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. Whereas an instant, either your turn or your opponent's turn, deals 2 damage, so nothing crazy, but helps you early to mid game deal with some of the pesky small guys. Lightning Strike. Another instant. This one is 1 in a mountain. Lightning Strike deals 3 damage to target creature or player, and you have 2 copies of this. Rallying Roar. It's another instant. Creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Untap them. So that's pretty cool. It's an instant, so you could use it either your turn or your opponent's. So you could either use it when you're attacking. Your creatures would gain +1/+1 as they're attacking, but then untap, allowing them to block during your opponent's turn. Or if you use it when on your opponent's turn, you would give them that +1/+1 and untap any of your tapped creatures you had from attacking on your turn. you would untap them and then be able to block block using them on your opponent's turn. If you play it on your opponent's turn. So kind of some options. It's 2 in Plains, so about what I'd expect mana cost wise for something like that. 2 copies of that. So that's the Huatli Dinosaur Knight deck. Hopefully you found this interesting, and keep checking back for some more magical related videos and some more video game related videos. Thanks, and have a good day.